Day 3 is all about Jehovah's Witnesses in Norway defending the shunning policy. And I saw a couple of comments in my last video, Jehovah's Witnesses doing the exact same thing, defending the shunning policy. Now, the state administrator of Norway presented it even better than I ever could. Let's go straight into the article. So it says that the state administrator testified that their decision to withdraw funding was based on Jehovah's Witnesses' own writings rather than testimonies from former members. She emphasized that the state administrator does not interfere with religious beliefs, but ensures compliance with legal regulations. Okay, let's pause right there. If you are a Jehovah's Witness watching this video, watching the trial in Norway, feeling as if these countries or state governments are persecuting you because of your beliefs, that is not what is happening. The government of Norway is making sure that our human rights are not being violated by religions or cults alike. You have the right to believe whatever you want to believe. What we are saying as a community of ex-witnesses and what the government of Norway is saying is that you cannot have state subsidies and at the same time violate human rights when it comes to your own personal religious beliefs. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you feel as a Jehovah's Witness that these governments are persecuting you, well, guess what? You can still practice what you believe without the government's money to do so. Believe what you want and fund yourself. Go fund yourself. Reading on in the article, it says that the state administrator clarified that while the state does not dictate religious beliefs, religious communities must align with legal standards. She also noted while there is substantial documentation of practices potentially harming children's rights, no specific cases have been reported that warrant police or child welfare intervention. And that may be true. The mere fact that the Jehovah's Witness publications potentially can harm the rights of children and even adults for that matter, that's the problem. That's the red flag, is that the organization already gives their members the green light to shun if they are no longer one of Jehovah's Witnesses, no matter the case. When you get announced so-and-so is no longer one of Jehovah's Witnesses, they do not give you a reason why. You might get a hint at the next local needs talk, but you're never going to know why somebody left and either never came back, or they come back and they sit in the B school, but they can't talk to anybody despite the new change. There's going to be people who still treat them with 100% shunning. You don't know the real reason why that person left. So if you want to go there, if you want to go to religious reasons about excommunication or disfellowshipping and the right to shun someone, in JW world, you will not associate with someone who lives a lifestyle that directly goes against Bible standards, right? But guess what? That person has the right to do so legally. They have the legal right to live the way that they want. You also have the right to disassociate yourself from someone, but that should be your choice. It should not be an organization telling you how to shun, when to stop shunning, if you could say hello to somebody or not. If you believe so much in your Bible-trained conscience, then why can't you decide for yourself who you want to associate with or who you want to say hi to? That should be up to the individual. not when the organization is literally publishing books and making videos like the one we saw in my last video about shunning somebody. It's like they're directly showing their members what to do. That's what's wrong. Now, here's another issue, is how the Jehovah's Witnesses want to make excuses for themselves, trying to defend the shunning policy by saying, we can have family contact with a disfellowship person. We just can't have spiritual conversations with a disfellowship person. But the family ties remain the same. Stop lying to yourself, Jehovah's Witnesses. Please. When I got disfellowshipped, I was literally isolated 23 hours out of the day. My mother only checked on me to just bring me food, to make sure I ate, to make sure I was breathing. But then she would turn away and I wouldn't see her again until the following day. And that's an extreme case, in my opinion. Other people who don't follow the rules as Jehovah's Witnesses will continue talking to their disfellowshipped family members. But you see how different people's stories can become subjective? What is the objective truth? The objective truth is that when you read the Watchtower and Awake or a Jehovah's Witness publication, they are telling you outright not to have any communication whatsoever when it comes to spiritual matters. That may be true, right? But what is the culture of Jehovah's Witnesses doing? They will shun you 100% if they can, because that's what they've been taught for decades, despite governing body changes. It doesn't matter. That's what Jehovah's Witnesses do. And that's why these changes are so stupid, in my opinion, because it really doesn't do anything. People are going to be doing what they've been doing since the inception of the Jehovah's Witnesses. But that's my opinion. Let's go back to the article and see how it played out in the Norway trial. So it says, there was difficulty understanding concepts developed by Jehovah's Witnesses. Many questions were asked to help understand the difference between social and spiritual contact, what is necessary and unnecessary contact. Despite the line of questioning, to help understand these key concepts, the responses had the hallmarks of how Jehovah's Witnesses typically answer questions: vague and indirect. We should not have spiritual contact with members who have been expelled voluntarily or involuntarily. Family ties are not broken, says the woman, as if she was reading directly from jw.org. When the judge asks her about social contact with an expelled person, she replies, I don't think it is advisable to have a lot of unnecessary contact with those who are excluded. When asked what is necessary or unnecessary contact, she says it is up to the individual to assess what that means. But I think the practice of exclusion, or timeout, as I like to call it, is for the best of everyone. For me, it was good that I had time to reflect on how I lived my life. It was also good that other members were not affected by my lifestyle. After all, we are only human. What the hell does that even mean? She didn't really answer the question. What is considered necessary contact with somebody and unnecessary contact? That's a pretty simple question for a Jehovah's Witness to answer. Well, we wouldn't just be hanging out with an expelled person just for fun. Also, we wouldn't be talking about spiritual matters. But if they live in my household or they're a part of my immediate family, I have no problem speaking to that expelled person because they are my immediate family member and we live in the same household. And if we don't live in the same household, then maybe it would be harder to talk to them. But if I want to talk to them, I can. Nobody's telling me that I can't. That's the right answer as a Jehovah's Witness. That's what you should be saying. That's not what she said here. She's trying to skate. She is trying to skate all around this question without actually giving a real answer. here. Okay. You know why? Because the real truth to that question is that the average Jehovah's Witness will have zero communication with a disfellowshipped person until their name is announced on a stage on a given Thursday night. Okay? That's the real truth. But you know this as a Jehovah's Witness. I was born and raised a Jehovah's Witness. Even converts that have been Jehovah's Witnesses for the majority of their adult life, they know this. Every Jehovah's Witness knows this. So when you go to court and you have to answer these questions under oath and you don't give the real truth about it, I don't know, would you call that a lie? So if you want to go into all of the deeper details on day 3, click the link in the description and you can read all of it there. If you are an exjw or somebody who is interested in our community, definitely check out our exjw friends Discord server. I will put a link there if you would like to join. And thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.